What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. We are back with baseball after a pretty long week of the All-Star break. Excited to get back into things. For the second half of the season, I am doing a Guru credit code in this video, as I do on every Friday. And, we celebrate the MLB being back to give us something to do until the NFL season, because my Open Championship golf is looking putrid. This tournament is just impossible to predict. But let's have a nice day today. We have 11 games on the slate, and we have a big FanDuel mistake. I will talk about that. It really changes the entire slate. Makes it a little bit less exciting, but hey, it's fun to be back here doing these videos again. I have NFL early bird discounts. You guys should message me if you are planning to be a part of my NFL season. You can get it at its cheapest price right now. If you message me, I will send you a list of discounts. But let's get into today's picks as usual. I'll talk about pitcher, 2 infield, 2 outfield value plays. No rain to worry about, and I'll give you that Guru credit code for my website after the first couple of plays. Today, it looks like a clear-cut, good guy, top guy value-wise to spend up. Garrett Cole at home against the Rays. 9,600 is a nice cheap price on Garrett Cole, and he was injured, but he now has a handful of starts under his belt. He's got 23 innings under his belt, and then, we saw him get stretched out to 6 innings at Baltimore, where he finally, for the first time, looked like his true self. The other starts prior to that, he didn't. 7 strikeouts at Camden Yards is very impressive. He had the All-Star break to kind of, take a little bit of a rest. Looks like he should be ready to go tonight. Looks really good. He is a minus 170 favorite. The Rays, not too intimidating of an offense. I like Garrett Cole a lot at 9,600. Looks really good for value. Today we have a bit of like an opening day slate. With a few days off, we have every team starting, some of their best pitchers. So in terms of offense, we don't see a lot of high over-unders. We see a lot of 8s, a lot of 7.5 over-unders, a lot of 7s. We do have a Coors Field game where we got to talk about that in a second. But all in all, it's a lot of 7s, a lot of 8 over-unders. So not a ton of spots to look at. Outside of the Coors Field game, the Royals are probably the best offense to stack tonight, minus 225 favorites. 8.5 over under. I'll get into that once we get into the hitters. In terms of pitchers, like I said, there's a lot of good pitchers. Michael Wacha looks great. If you want to go sub 9K at home against the White Sox, he's been good this year, 3.8 ERA. I think he's the biggest favorite on tonight's slate. He is. There is no other team that is over a minus 200 favorite except the Royals. So Michael Wacha looks good, $700 cheaper. Sean Manaea, good matchup at Miami. He's been pitching well as of late. I don't love any cheap guys. For some reason, the FanDuel is not adding Griffin Canning into the main field, but if you type him in, he'll show up. He should be starting tonight. He looks good as a cheap guy if you really want to punt the position at 6,800. He's been up and down, but if he can get over 20 fantasy points at sub 7K, he could be a value play. Obviously a good matchup in Oakland, the pitcher-friendly ballpark against the Athletics. I probably won't end up picking him, but he's a guy if you really wanted to get cheap, you could look at. But I like Garrett Cole. I like Michael Wacha. Cole being my favorite of the bunch. For the infield, outside of the Coors Field value, again, I'll talk about that in the outfield, but for the infield, I'm going to go with 2 Royals. Adam Frazier should be leading off. He was leading off the few games before the All-Star break. He's only 2,500, like I said. A lot of great pitchers on tonight's slate, so hitters are not in good spots. The Royals are, though. The White Sox, they don't have much going on. They're throwing Chris Flexen out to start their second half, 4.8 ERA. Royals in a really good spot tonight. You want to get Kansas City Royals in your lineups. Frazier, he's got to be leading off, and he should be. Lefty-righty matchup against Flexen. Obviously, if he's not leading off or hitting in the top of the lineup, he's not as good of a play, but he was doing pretty well to end the All-Star break in that leadoff spot, getting some fantasy points if you want some value. He's versatile. He can play second base and he can play outfield. Don't mind Adam Frazier. And then second infield play, by far the best spend up on tonight's slate. Bobby Witt is projected the most points over any other hitter on tonight's slate with that elite matchup against Chris Flexen. Should be batting second. Good chance he gets 5 at-bats. Not much to say about Bobby Witt. If you follow baseball, he's one of the best in the game. 323 average, 63 RBIs as a number 2 hitter, showing some power, looking like he's going to be a top infielder in the game for a long time. This guy hasn't really been stealing bases as of late, but he doesn't really need to hit to acquire fantasy points. He looks great at 4,400. It's a premium spend up, but for good reason. The Royals are in a really good spot, and with that Coors Field value I will talk about soon, Bobby Witt should have no problem fitting into your lineup at that high salary because Garrett Cole, too, is pretty affordable tonight. Going into my website, I didn't have it loaded up, so I just got to load it up real quick. Go to my website, FD-GURU.com, for this free Guru credit code. I didn't want to add a post. Bear with me for a second here. Go to my shop page. You have to be signed in to an account for this code to work so it can go, so the credits can go into your account. Hit the shop page. There's a coupon bar above where you buy all your usual credits. You use these credits as a currency on my website for all MLB main slate content. Again, NFL right around the corner. You're going to want to type in MLB second half, all caps. Obviously the 2, and then MLB second half, all caps, and then you hit apply coupon. You'll get 10 free credits. Just like this video, definitely subscribe. I do appreciate it. And put my alerts on so you don't miss any future videos and giveaways. We also have a 3-game after-hours slate tonight. That'll go on my Dub Club. All non-main slates and other content go on my Dub Club. You can get a free trial for a week with the link below this video. Going into the outfield, we need to talk about this Coors Field game. Whoever was building this slate was snoozing. They got, comfortable in the MLB All-Star break vacation mode. Whether it's an intern, whether it's a veteran who makes these slates on FanDuel, they were asleep at the wheel because they completely forgot that this game is at Coors Field. Usually at Coors Field, we see guys' salaries elevated $500+ above normal salary, and they're not. This game is priced like it's at San Francisco, but it's at Coors Field, so it kind of ruins the slate because, you could get different and fade these guys for ownership and try to get an edge in GPP, but for me, a guy who plays the numbers, makes content with research and edges, on my website, I have to play these guys. It's just stupid not to. It's the highest over-under on the slate. The Giants are in a little bit better spot than the Rockies because Kyle Harrison on the Giants is a little bit better than Cal Quantrill on the Rockies, but we're kind of picking hairs there. Both spots look great. Giants are minus 140 favorites, 10.5 over-under, and these guys are just too cheap. Patrick, we got to see the confirmed lineups, but you're going to want to get so many of these guys in your lineups. Patrick Bailey, 2,800. I mean, Elias Diaz, 2,600. Lamonte Wade projected to bat second, 2,600. These guys are like $1,000 too cheap. If you play MLB DFS, you know that Coors Field guys get priced up, and they're not priced up. For the outfield, we're going to go with 2 Giants. Elliot Ramos made the All-Star team. He is the most expensive guy on this game, in this game, I should say. but for good reason. 3,400. If these prices were adjusted, he would be at least 4K in this spot at Coors Field. This guy's a stud. 3,400 is his normal price outside of Coors Field. So we're going to take advantage of spending up on Elliot Ramos. And then second play, again, it's all depending on how the lineup looks. Jorge Soler leading off at 2,900. We're just going to want to mix and match all the guys in this game. It's just, they usually don't make this mistake. I've seen it, in the past. I don't think it's happened yet this year until now. These prices are, just crazy low. We want to take advantage, get Giants in your lineups, get Rockies in your lineups, and get Royals in your lineups. It's going to be Rockies, Giants, Royals. Those are the 3 best teams to stack tonight. With the price fuck up on FanDuel, we'll be able to do it with Bobby Witt, with Garrett Cole. And that's the secret. If you didn't, catch that earlier, hopefully this video helped, bring it to your attention for tonight, because we're going to want to take advantage of that. That'll do it for this video, guys. Like it. Let's have a huge night, main slate, after hours slate, and head into the weekend full of baseball. Excited to be back, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.